Well, guys, I told you before, I'm really thinking about changing the name of this channel to something else because I think by now you guys actually get the gist. We have another classic case of instant regret or F around and find out. Now, this incident actually happened in Florida last month. I don't know why, guys, these males who identify as females, even though they're actually males, want to go into the women's restroom. It sounds creepy to me. Now, let me know in the comments section, guys. Do you guys believe that's pretty creepy? I think it is. I really do think it is, guys. I mean, we've seen it in on Capitol Hill, where this one Delaware rep wanted to use the female restroom despite actually being biologically male. Yeah, I believe he's actually using John Fetterman's private restroom. Yes, they want to invade the private spaces of women. Newsflash, guys, women are under attack, man, by the left. I mean, you guys vote for the left, but you're under attack. These leftists want to invade your private spaces. I know one thing, guys. If I was in the restroom, I wouldn't want a female in there. Why? I would feel uncomfortable. That's my private spot. Just like the women's restroom is a private spot for women. I mean, there's also family restrooms where you just go in, or single stall restrooms. You go in, lock the door, handle your business. But folks, now we have a college student in Florida went to, I believe, the state capitol to use the restroom and actually told the police, I believe, I'm here to break the law. Yeah, he said that. Wanted to go into the women's restroom. Well, he got some bad news now, guys. He got some bad news. Here we go. Right over here on NBC News. Trans students arrest for violating Florida bathroom law is thought to be a first. Yeah, Marcy Rankgen, I believe that's the way you pronounce it, 20, faces a misdemeanor trespassing charge punishable by up to 60 days in jail and is due to appear in court in May. And I believe this person should do all 60 days if he's actually convicted. Look here, it says a transgender college student declared, quote, I am here to break the law before entering a women's restroom at the Florida State Capitol and being led out in handcuffs by police. Civil rights attorneys say the arrest of Marcy Rankgen last month is the first they know of for violating transgender bathroom restrictions passed by numerous state legislatures across the country. Yeah, you even admitted you violated the law. So if you're willing to do that, you need to accept the punishment. Capitol Police had been alerted and were waiting for Rankgen, 20, when he entered the bathroom or the building in Tallahassee, March 19th. They told him he would receive a trespass warning once he entered the women's restroom to wash his hands and pray the rosary. What? But he was later placed under arrest when he refused to leave, according to an arrest affidavit. Wow. Rankgen faces a misdemeanor trespassing charge punishable by up to 60 days in jail and is due to appear in court in May. Quote, I wanted people to see the absurdity of this law in practice, Rankgen told the Associated Press. If I'm a criminal, it's going to be so hard for me to live a normal life, all because I wash my hands. Like, that's so insane. Wow. Wow. Any women watching this video here, think about this. How would you feel if you were in the restroom and you had a biological male standing in there? Think about that. But this person says that it's absurd that he can't use the women's restroom. What? Strange times, guys. Strange times. Violated Florida state law. Called it absurdity. At least 14 states have adopted laws barring transgender women from entering women's bathrooms at public schools and in some cases other government buildings. Only 2, Florida and Utah, criminalized the act. A judge on Wednesday temporarily blocked Montana's new bathroom law. Rankin's arrest in Florida is the first that American Civil Liberties Union attorneys are aware of in any state with a criminal ban. Senior staff attorney John Davison said. Rankin was in town visiting his grandparents when he decided to pen a letter to each of Florida's 160 state lawmakers, informing them of his plan to enter a public restroom inconsistent with his actual birth sets. So he set all this up. He set all this up. Maybe he was thinking, you know what? I'm not going to do any jail time. Well, guess what? It may have now backfired. You can actually do up to 60 days in jail. I say send this person to jail. This person violated the private spaces for women. Yeah. The Illinois resident said his act of civil disobedience was fueled by anger at seeing the place he loves and visits regularly grow hostile towards trans people. It's not being hostile towards trans people. That's not the case. You are violating a private space for women. That's the thing. Quote, I know that you know in your heart that this law is wrong and unjust. He wrote in his letter to lawmakers. I know that you know in your heart that transgender people are human too. Nobody's saying you're not human. And that you can't arrest us anyway. I know that you know that I have dignity. That's why I know that you want to arrest me. Well, what if I was to walk into the women's restroom? A man right now, I'm a man, not trying to identify as a female. Would you have a problem if I walked into the women's restroom? I believe I told you guys this story, man. When I was in the Navy, there was actually females on my ship. But when you actually had to enter a female space, you knocked on the door, you said, male on deck, to give the women a heads up. And anytime we ran like a general quarters drill, I remember one time, because you have to do these different settings when the ship is getting ready to fight. We run these drills. And I had to go to the female berthing area, go into the female head. I didn't like doing it. But hey, we talking about fighting the ship, right? So you got to do what you got to do. But still, even at GQ, you got to say male on deck. And I actually had to go into the restroom to make some settings on floor decks and stuff like that during the drill. No females were in there. But man, it was super uncomfortable still. But you got to do what you got to do. That was the military. Okay. And back then when I was in, not every ship had females. It was very few selections for females back then. I believe they got more now. Actually, there was no females on submarines back then either. I believe they got females on submarines now. Could be wrong. But anyway, back to this, man. This is pretty wild. And I hope that this person does the full 60 days in jail. This is what this person was asking for. And this is not a winning situation whatsoever for the left. The American people don't want this. The American people do not want this. Wow. So what do you guys think of this, man? This is pretty wild right here. Pretty wild. Another classic case of F around and find out. Now you got to go back to court in May. Yeah. I hope you do time in jail. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, Let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you next time.